Good morning and welcome to Edoscope. My name remains Dr. Iroro Stephen Izu, and today we're going to commence, something that's a little bit special. Now we are going to commence a new series, that is going to center around, Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi. Now Mahatma Gandhi, was a statesman, a patriot, one of the arrowheads or the masterminds of the anti-colonial movements, that saw to the granting of political independence, to India. He is a very revered, statesman, even to today in India. Now, Mahatma Gandhi wrote extensively, and left us with series, several, nuggets, of wisdom. Now, one of his write-ups is titled The Seven Dangers to Human Virtue. And we're going to be x-raying, these seven dangers to human virtue, these dangers to human dignity, these dangers to human integrity, these dangers to human, sincerity. Now, what are these dangers? Now, Mahatma Gandhi, talk about these seven dangers, by way of trying to, eradicate, from our human, race, our human, society, this sense of a moral decadence, element of corruption, element of changing people, cutting corners, and so on and so forth. Now, in in today's video, we are going to treat one of the seven dangers. Now subsequently we're going to treat him, them, and until we get to the last danger. So today we're going to be looking at the danger which it calls, wealth without work. Now mind you, the seven dangers are wealth, wealth without work. We talk about pleasure, without conscience. You talk about knowledge, without character. You talk about business without ethics. You talk about science, without humanity. You talk about religion without sacrifice. You talk about politics, without principles. Today, we're going to look at the first danger to human virtue, which is wealth, without work. Now, we live in a society that is increasingly becoming, a society that shies away, from hard work, from work, generally, whether hard work, whether smart work. We live in a society in which people want to be great, want to succeed, want to excel without, working, without paying the price, without laboring. We live in a society in which you see the young people, who want to make stupendous wealth, without laboring, without going to school, without doing any craft, but just changing people, defrauding people, duping people, cutting corners, and so on and so forth. So now this is a sign, of decadence in society. Now, when people want to become stupendously wealthy, they want to become very rich, they want to make all the money, all the riches in the world without working, then society is drifting to the precipice, of self-destruction. Now, we must begin to recultivate in the minds of the young people, in the minds of the youth, in the minds of our citizens, that the only avenue by which you can become wealthy is by working. Wealthy is by working. It's not by engaging in criminal, act, engaging in any form of fraudulent, behavior, cutting corners, changing people, looking for one mighty magic or miracle to happen for you to just become so very wealthy overnight. Now, it is true that somebody can die and will his property to another person, and that person becomes wealthy overnight, becomes wealthy. However, it is a fallacy, for somebody to sit down, and wait for somebody to die so that he can take over the person's property, or wait for somebody that is going to hunt or rob or defraud to become wealthy. Now, because I have had an encounter, with a young person who told me that he does not want to go to school, he doesn't want to write WAHEC or write JAM, he just want to engage in what his fellow young people are engaging in, which is what they call a Yahoo Plus. Now, this mentality must be eradicated from the minds of the young people, from the minds, of the older people, from everybody's mind. For you to be wealthy, you must work. Whether it is going to be hard work, it's going to be smart work, but you must work. So people must begin to, learn this culture, that work does not kill. Work is not a bad thing. To work, is to earn, your earn, wealth, earn riches, and so on and so forth. So Mahatma Gandhi is trying to remind us that one of the things that kills integrity, that kills dignity, that kills sincerity, that kills probity, that kills, accountability in society is where people want to cut corners to become wealthy without working. People want to change other people to become wealthy without working. So society must begin to frown at people who just come and say they have become so wealthy, without us knowing their work. So the religious leaders, the traditional institutions, the anti-corruption agencies must begin to pry into, people's sudden, riches, sudden, wealth, and begin to ask questions. What is this man doing? What is this woman doing? Not to be singing Hosanna to everybody that comes, to give, to showcase, or show off, his words. So this is what Mahatma Gandhi, is trying to instruct us on today. And we must learn these things so that we can become better off, as human beings, better human beings. I believe so strongly that by the time we cultivate this attitude of saying that, yes, it is work that brings wealth, yes, of course, it can be divine providence, it can be blessings, from God, but you must work. There must be something that you are doing, for the blessings to come, for wealth, to come. So this is what we Mahatma Gandhi is trying to encourage us on today. That wealth must be preceded by work. So this is the first in the series. That on Mahatma Gandhi. In our next video, we're going to look at the second danger to human virtue, which is pleasure without conscience. Please, I implore you to like the page, to subscribe to the channel, so that as updates are uploaded, you get them immediately, and invite your friends to like this page, share the video, so that they can also benefit. Thank you very much. Until we meet again, I remain Dr. Roro Stephen